everybody. Hope all is well with you. We've just had a storm. I'd say about 4 to 6 inches. You can see out there some of the grass is sticking through because the wind has been blowing a lot of it away. Winters can be so beautiful with the ice in the trees and the fluffy snow. It's also really harsh, and the winters can be long. I usually end up wearing so many layers all winter long. You start to feel all around your neck, everything is all huddled over. You've got a jacket, a vest, maybe another light jacket under that, a sweater, whatever. So many layers, and same with socks and pants. I think mostly it's the wind that cuts through those things. But once you get moving outside, if you're doing anything, working or skiing or any kind of physical activity, then the layers will start coming off and you feel much better. One thing that I have a lot of trouble with in the winter is something called seasonal affective disorder. And it's because you're not getting enough light. And the light in particular is the vitamin D that you're not getting. And boy, is it awful. I don't know if anybody out there has experienced this, but usually around month 3 or 4 of the winter, you just haven't gotten enough light. Even if you try with the sun, if you try to go out in the sunlight a little bit each day, it's just not the same. I think it has to do with the angle of the sun too. But anyway, it is absolutely awful. So this winter, I'm trying something new. I'm taking vitamin D supplements. And I'm also trying what they call a happy light. It's a little box light. It's not UVB or UVA light, but you turn on this box for maybe 5 or 10 minutes a day, maybe while you're eating breakfast or something. And that helps quite a bit. So far, with those 2 things, and with making sure that I'm getting aerobic exercise and good sleep and good food, I'm feeling pretty good this winter. So I totally recommend that for you if that's something that is a problem for you. Right now I'm in the van. You may be able to tell the van windows. Now that we're not really touring in the wintertime, I thought I might use the van more as a studio. So I'm really excited about it. I have things in here, snacks, I've got heat, I got a nice place to sit and everything. And I think I'm going to be writing songs in here and paintings and things like that. And of course, videos like this for you. There's a new song that I'm working on called When Northern Lights Go By. I'm really excited about it. I've only seen Northern Lights a few times in my life, and that's when I was in Canada for the summer. But I love how mystical they are, and they're always changing. It's so, so beautiful. I have taken a few notes. I will show you my notebook. You're not going to believe it, how absolutely crazy and messed up it is, because when the ideas start coming, they just go all over the place on the paper. And then as soon as I get the song together, I will rewrite the song onto a new piece of paper or in my songwriting notebook. I became a full-time songwriter about 8 years ago. I remember the first day that I cut the cord. I had a stomach ache. I was so nervous about it. I was really sure that that's what I wanted to do and that I could succeed in it. I was just still some little bit of fear in the back, and those first days were pretty hard. But now I'm so glad that I did it. It was really in line with the things that I can do, and it makes me think that I encourage people, anybody, to stay in alignment with what their nature is, a positive alignment with what you can do, what your talents are, and try to build on those and go out into the world with them. People ask about my songwriting process fairly often, and I find the best way for me to write is to have my guitar and to play around with some chords until I hear a melody, and then I also sort of hear the sounds of the words a little bit in there, or the type of melody will influence the subject matter, like if it's a really sad, dark tone or something, or if it's really bright and cheery. Other ways that I write songs are sometimes there will be just a melody in my head. That happens quite often to me. Especially if I've woken up from a sleep, there'll be melodies in my head. sometimes sounds like the sounds of water, or even I have a song where it's about the sounds of the wheels of the vehicle turning, and it's called A Million Miles, and it's just we're traveling a million miles with our wheels spinning, that sort of thing. You can also write a song from maybe a poem or maybe some prose that you've already written down. That's hard for me because I end up using just very basic chords for that, and sometimes it's not that exciting. So I really do like the best way is just to play around with all the different chords and find something really fun. So that new song will be coming out very soon, within the next few weeks. It will be on my YouTube for you, and also on my Patreon, and also on my Bandcamp. I would love to play some of it for you. The problem with what I'm recording with right now, the strings of a guitar continue to vibrate after you've strummed them. And the microphone picks up, it kind of can't deal with that because I'll play a chord and it's still vibrating, and then I go to another chord and it's still vibrating. So it becomes a mush. And I learned that when I did a live stream over COVID, during the COVID pandemic. And I thought, to me that's interesting. I just, the recording part of it can be complicated, and it's an art, obviously. But otherwise, I would love to play it for you, but I'm really looking forward to you hearing it coming up soon. There's something else about songwriting I want to share with you. It is a very chaotic process. The ideas and the melodies come to you at very odd times. You could be in the shower, you could be somewhere where you're nowhere near a pen and paper or a recording device of any kind to try to get that song memorized and down so that you don't forget it. And it also feels very pressing, like if I don't continue to write this, something bad's gonna happen. It's like I've got to. It's urgent. I've got to write this. I've got to finish this. This really sounds great. It sounds wonderful. I got to put this down. So those two things, the chaotic part of it and the urgency, are something that maybe you wouldn't expect when you're working like that. At first I thought he was going to go with the other tent over there on the right, but I think he's going to go way out and start his own tent.